Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Daily Iowan TV, your television news, sports, and weather source for the Daily Iowan. I'm Kylie Sebert here in the Daily Iowan newsroom to give you a quick update on what's been going on around Iowa City. A press conference regarding staffing levels in the Iowa Department of Corrections was held in Coralville Tuesday afternoon by the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees Iowa Council 61. Council 61 is a labor union that represents correctional officers who work for the state of Iowa. They expressed their apprehension about the recently low levels of staffing in the Department of Corrections. Outside the Oakdale prison, the president of the union voiced his concerns regarding a particular incident over the weekend.
Circulators are the employees who respond to emergencies within the institution. They were so short a staff, they had not one circulator working, and they refused to hire overtime. The captain on the shift attempted to call the duty officer and inform the duty officer of the seriousness of the short staffing. They refused to hire a circulator.
A correctional officer who has served for 32 years echoed Homan's concerns.
2 weeks ago, we had an inmate got sick and we had to send him to the hospital on one of our forensic units, the mental health unit. We sent an officer over with him. We didn't have an officer to replace him, so we put a nurse and a housekeeper in charge of that unit so that officer could go to the hospital with the inmate. I mean, it's getting to the point now where it's unsafe.
To read more about what was said at today's press conference, read Wednesday's pages of the Daily Iowan. And Stuit Hall went through major changes to become the state-of-the-art facility it is today. Daily Iowan TV's Nick Fetty goes inside the historic building 1 year after its renovation.
3 years ago, this building at the corner of Jefferson and Gilbert Streets was a dilapidated eyesore on campus. Today, it is amongst just a few other buildings on campus to be LEED certified for its environmental friendliness. Stuit Hall, named after the late Dean of Liberal Arts, Dewey Stuit, is currently used by the psychology department, though it's had a long list of uses before that.
The building started out as an isolation ward for the UI hospitals when the UI hospitals was on the east side of campus, and then when it went to the west side, the isolation ward was then moved over across the river. It then served as the music building until 1971, and then after that it was used by graduate students from the art building and other locations.
Environmental friendliness was not the only thing taken into consideration during the renovation project. Even several of the wooden doors, such as this one, were replicated to be the same style of door that was found in the building when it was used as an isolation ward almost 100 years ago. One of the features of the renovation is a rain garden on the building's east side. Water collected on the roof is drained into this garden to provide hydration for the flowers on a plot of land that might otherwise have been bulldozed.
You know, I think it's interesting. I've been asked the question, why didn't they just take this building down and build a new building? And I think that there's something that needs to be said for the character of a facility. The building's almost 100 years old, and it fits nicely into the neighborhood, into their surroundings as well. And so the idea of repurposing it is not only environmentally sound and sustainable, it's also appealing to those with a historic sense. And once you take a building down, you can never bring it back up, but you can restore it. And hopefully this building will be around for another 100 years.
Currently, the university is hoping to upgrade from silver LEED certification to gold. But in the meantime, Stuit Hall will continue to serve the psychology department as well as preserve a piece of Iowa City history. Nick Fetty, Daily Iowan TV.
And although Stuit Hall already has the LEED Silver certification, they recently applied for Gold certification and said they are anxiously awaiting the response. And now Daily Iowan sports editor Seth Roberts joins us from the sports desk with some information about some Hawkeye football players who are being put on preseason award watch lists. Seth?
Thanks, Kylie. 5 members of the Iowa football team were named to preseason awards watch list on Tuesday, starting with running back Marcus Coker, who was named to the Maxwell Awards watch list. The award is given to the top player in all of college football. It's sort of like the Heisman. And if Coker were to win it, he would be the 3rd member of the Iowa football team to ever win it since 1937, joining Niall Kinnick and some guy named Chuck Long. In addition, Sean Prater was named to the Bednarik Award watch list, which is given out to the top defensive player in collegiate football. He would be the first Hawkeye to ever win it. And to wrap things up, Marvin McNutt, Mike Daniels, and Micah Hyde were all named to the College Football Performance Awards watch list for their respective positions. Back to you, Kylie.
All right, thanks, Seth. And to read more about these athletes' preseason recognition, check out Wednesday's pages of the Daily Iowan. And the Iowa Athletics Department officially closed the 2010-2011 athletics season over the weekend in the Learfield Sports Directors Cup. Hawkeye Athletics reached a school record of total points scored in the Directors Cup. The Hawkeyes scored 510 points in the competition, which awards points based on each institution's finish in the national championship competition in up to 20 total sports. The sports that are counted must be from 10 women's sports and 10 men's sports. The UI finished 43rd out of 284 NCAA Division I institutions. The success for the 2010-2011 season was due in great part to the excellent winter sports season. Over 372 points were awarded for the third-place wrestling performance in the national championship. The men's 8th place performance in indoor track and men's 8th place finish in gymnastics gave the Hawks a boost as well. Although Iowa broke the school record of points scored, they continued to compete with schools like this year's first place spot, Stanford, who grabbed 1,550 points. And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek into Wednesday's pages of the Daily Iowan. Read student reactions to the recent banning of the drug K2 and see what the final vote is regarding Melrose Avenue vendors. And before I leave you, let's take one last look at your local weather forecast for Wednesday. You can expect a high of 85 degrees with a low of 65 degrees with mostly sunny skies. And here's a look at your extended forecast. We will see mostly sunny skies and temperatures in the lower to mid 80s toward the end of the week. And for the beginning of next week, we will see scattered thunderstorms and the temperatures will remain warm in the mid to upper 80s. And that's all the time we have for this edition of Daily Iowan TV. You can tune in Wednesday at the same time or check us out online at dailyiowan.com. Thanks for tuning in, and for Daily Iowan TV, I'm Kylie Sebert.